Hello guys and welcome back on DevOps with Yannick. In this video, we are diving into Docker Compose, the ultimate tool for building and running multi-service application with ease. Whether you are working with a web server, database, or background worker, Docker Compose lets you define everything in one simple YAML file and launch your full stack with a single command. So in this video, we're going to start by define the process without a Docker Compose file, using only manually our container on the first section of this video. Then after that, I'm going to show you how to build the same multi-service application for a volume process using Docker Compose, and just by a click, we're going to have our multi-service application that is running. Make sure to watch this video until the end, and also before to start, let's subscribe, like, in order to follow everything that we're going to share about DevOps pathway on this awesome channel. Let's get started. So let's check quickly how to install a Docker Compose plugin on a Alma Linux server or on a Red Hat or CentOS server, since it's the same distribution. So normally we should be able to find this Docker doc links, where we're going to have this link and all the commands that we need to run for RPM based distribution. So I'm just going to copy them and paste, type yes to finalize it, and sudo yum install Docker Compose plugin. Going to proceed with the last line. So this one going to install the plugin. If the plugin is not installed yet on your computer, actually I already have Docker Compose on my server. So after the update process, I'm just going to paste that in order to let you know how you should do it on your site. Yeah, but you're going to see that nothing special going to show up. So the first step right there is just to proceed with some updates. Then after that, I'm just going to run the last command line that's going to install the Docker Compose plugin if it's not yet installed on my computer. So let's see, this one done. Okay, sudo yum install Docker Compose plugin. I'm going to enter this command, and you see nothing to do because I already installed it. It should be a different output on your site, and Docker Compose version right now going to provide the version of our Docker Compose plugin. And also yeah, you can see Docker Compose plugin 2.27 and so on. So that's it. Docker Compose is already installed now, and we should be good to go on the next step. So right now, let's move on the next step. I'm going to run my container, a different container that I'm going to use with Docker Compose soon. So the first one is Redis. Redis that's going to save as cache for our multi-service application. So I just run the docker run command --name Redis. The name is Redis. After that, the DB one, and I'm going to preset the -e option for environment, Postgres auth authentication, method equal trust, and trust post Postgres. I'm going to provide the version. I'm going to specify the version here, 9.4, and I'm going to validate it. We're going to need our database on our application in order to handle some backend stuff and so on. So after that, we're going to run our next container. Normally, we're going to have 5 containers here differently. So that one going to be docker run -d, the dash name option, and I'm going to provide the name since it's a voting application. So that one going to be the one for the vote page. -p, we're going to provide the port internally 3000, externally 18, -- link. We're going to link this vote server with our Redis and also with our database in order to make everything work normally. So yeah, so because we are not using Docker Compose file, we have to use the -- link option in order to create some relationship between the different services that are working together. Okay, so that's why I'm using the -- link right there for Redis Redis. Like that means that I'm going to link this one to our Redis server container, and I'm going to provide the name of the image on Docker Hub. Now I did a mistake right there. The good name is Esprit voting app vote. Okay, so I link it with the cache with Redis, and I'm going to bring you on my Docker Hub quickly, so you're going to be able to see that we should be able to find that image if I type it in search right there. So I'm just going to put the name of this image quickly, and you can see it's pre-voting. So it's exactly this container that we're going to pull up. So you see, it's that one has been pulled for more than 100,000 times. So yeah, I just come here in order to show you that I'm not reinvent anything. We already have everything on our Docker Hub, and I'm just following the process, and it's so easy. So I'm going to proceed with the next one now, the one about the result. Don't forget, in the introduction I said that it's a multi-service voting app. Okay, so it's some kind of sample of a multi-service vote app. So I'm just going to change the name, the port internally to 3001, and for the result I'm going to link my result Docker container with the database, in contrary to the vote one. The vote was okay with the visit for cache, since it's a user interface Docker server that we used before. So that one is good now. I need to run the worker right now. The worker is the container that's going to help us as a API working through my both main pages. So my backend, how to handle stuff inside my backend and on the user interface side on my 2 pages, the voting one and the result one. So that one going to be linked to Redis server and also to our database. Okay, and the image that I'm going to use here, just to let you know, you're going to be able to find the same image on Docker Hub. Okay, so just to let you know that I'm not inventing anything. Everything is on Docker Hub. So I just want to explain you how you can build an application using Docker, a multi-service application with many microservices using a Docker container. Okay, and after that, I'm going to show you the why. I'm going to show you the reason that Docker Compose show up and how Docker Compose make the thing easier for us. Okay, so before Docker Compose, that's how we should proceed using Docker container. Okay, so my rolling app worker Docker container is ready right now. It's working, so I can move on the next step. Okay, I'm going to run Docker PS in order to make sure that all my 5 servers are running good. Okay, everything is perfect. So right now I'm going to try to access it online using my IP address. So this is my IP address. I'm using the command the bash command IPA in order to get my network information. I talked about it in the previous video already, and I'm just going to paste that network IP here, and you see internally port 3000 going to provide the different page, and 3001 going to provide the page for my this is the voting page, and another page is the page for result. Okay, normally that one should change when I make a choice, but it's not working 100% good. I think that I have an issue with my application. I'm gonna run some update. I'm gonna restart my worker quickly, my API container, in order to make sure that everything gets fixed. Okay, so give me a second. I'm gonna do that and come back. But you can see downstairs the process that I use in order to fix the issue, and you're gonna see that everything going to be okay after that. So I've proceed by restart my different services, my different microservices, and I also particularly I remove my worker container completely, and I've reinstalled it running the same command, and after that everything was working good. So I'm going to show you what we have right now. So let me refresh now. You see, when I choose cat, I move at 100%. When I choose dog, I come back at 50%. So it's just awesome. So right now we're going to move on the next step. Okay, the next step in this next step we're going to use Docker Compose in order to the Docker Compose file in order to write our multi-service application with many container, and this one just going to be the basics in order to make you understand that you are able to build a multi-service application with 1,000 of Docker container using just a script, YAML extension, and just run your Docker Compose up command and have everything that is working perfectly. So let's create our Docker Compose file quickly right now. So I'm running the pwd in order to see the directory where we are. So we are in the root directory. So let's run vim docker compose.yaml. Awesome. I'm just going to enter the I key, and I'm going to start with services. As I said in the previous video, we don't need to give a precision about version anymore since 2023. So services, the first service that we have is the vote. So you remember the container that we launched about vote, right? So we're just going to precise the image that we use for this vote container server, and you know that is ESPre that we used previously. So ESPre/voting app vote, and I'm going to provide the port. So with S at the end, colon. And you have to understand that the YAML format is following that kind of structure. It's always following that kind of structure. You have to move twice on the right side if you move from a section for another one. Okay, that's what I'm doing there. So you can see port. I move the hyphens. The minus started on the R, so I move twice, and I just provide the detail about my port. So 5000 XT, 5000 internally and externally on port XT. And I'm going to move on the next one, read it, and make sure that all our services have the same alignment. So I have to move that Redis one behind in order to make it at the same level with the vote service. So these are a couple of stuff that you have to follow in order to succeed, to always succeed with your YAML script, your YAML Docker Compose file. So for Redis, you know the image that we use, right? We use the Redis image. So it's the same one that we use, that we're going to reuse here from Alpine. Okay. So we don't need to give a precision about I think that we didn't expose this one to a port, so we don't need to give a precision about the port right there. Let's see. Yeah, we're just going to move on the next service now, and the next service is the worker one. So the worker one is the one that is working as a API between our services, our microservices. So the image for worker, you remember, is exactly ESPre voting app -worker. So we're just going to use exactly the same image name that we use that we work with in the previous section without the Docker Compose, and we're going to give all the detail. We don't need a port also for this one, since we don't gonna need to access it online. The DB, for DB, DB means database. So it's our next service. the image is the Postgres image, the PostgreSQL image that we used in the previous section. So Postgres is a database service. Okay, so that one gonna work and serve us as a database in our multi-service application, and we're going to use the version 9.4, sorry. And for this one particularly, we have to provide the environment exactly like you see when we were running it manually using the -e option. So in the Docker Compose file, we're going to write environment on the image, and we're going to provide the same detail that we have provided before. Postgres host auth equal trust. Postgres host auth method equal trust. So colon trust. Yeah, we are not going to use equal here, but the colon. Okay. Yeah, and that's it. Then after that, we're going to move on the next step. Okay, the next step is going to be about our next service. Our next service going to be result. You remember the image that we use for our container result? We're going to use the same container on this site as well. So Esprit rolling up result. Okay, that's it. We're going to provide a port since we're going to access it through internet in order to check on our result and so on. So the port for that one going to be 5001 internally and externally. Okay, so I think that we good now. I'm going to save my file using a column first escape, then column WQ exclamation sign. Okay, so we can run we can so I'm going to save my file now. Then I'm going to run the command docker compose up. After that, okay, I'm going to keep the previous one, but it's okay since I changed the port number. It's fine. So I'm double checking if there is no conflict of port number or something like that, but I think that we're good. Okay, so I'm just going to run the docker compose up command. Make sure to be in the same directory with your docker compose file, and just run docker compose hub. Also, a couple of years ago, we used to have a minus between docker and compose in the docker compose up command, but it's not the case anymore. And you can see each container is running each step by step. Okay, and you can see right now when we arrive on worker after I finish the process, you can see that we are on worker 1 right now, washing vote queue. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it like that and move on other side, and I'm gonna try to proceed with some vote. So you can see right there, statement, select vote, count ID as count from vote group by vote, connected to DB. Okay, connected to DB. Error performing query, error relation vote does not exist. Error relation vote does not exist at character 38. Seems like there is a small error, or there is a couple error that that cache our user interface, our command line interface, but it's fine. I just want to make you understand the basic stuff about this. So I'm going to use the path for my container, for my Docker Compose file, the 5000 and 5001, and you're going to see that everything going to be different now. Okay, when I choose one, I move at 100%. When I choose another one, I move at 100%. You see, so weirdly, that one looks a little bit different in comparison with the one that I run manually. But the concept is mainly here to make you understand that with Docker Compose, you're going to be able to build a multi-service application with under microservices, and just launch your service, your multi-service application with the Docker Compose up command and have everything that is working. Okay, I'm not going to make this video longer, and I'm going to invite you to like and subscribe if you have learned something, and we're going to make some deep stuff in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye.